Hello, I'm going to be doing a demonstration on serial dilution. Here's our question. Using 5 aliquot tubes and 1 primary holding 2 milliliters of your stock solution, perform a serial dilution using 4 milliliters of deionized water in each of the 5 aliquot and 1 milliliter from your stock tube. Record the dilution for each test tube. So when you're just starting out and you're learning how to do serial dilutions, it's easier to just draw the process. So what we have here, we have 1 primary holding tube and 5 aliquot tubes. So that is 6 test tubes. I'm just going to draw them as circles for a demonstration. So we know that our primary holding tube has 2 milliliters, and the 5 following aliquot tubes are holding 4 milliliters each. Now, if you don't know what a serial dilution is, basically we're taking the solution in our primary holding tube and we're going to dilute it throughout the different tubes. So the question is asking us to take 1 milliliter from the stock tube and dilute through in a serial fashion. So from our 2 milliliter tube, we're going to be taking 1 milliliter over here. And then from this tube, we're going to take a milliliter over here, and so on. So the next thing you have to do is you have to find your dilution factor. And to find that, all you have to do is add what's in your second tube with the amount you're aliquoting into the next tube, which is 5 milliliters, and we're going to turn it into a fraction. So we're going to have a number over our total volume of 5 milliliters. And how we're going to set this up is we're going to put that 5 on each one. And yes, we don't need a fraction for our primary tube. So for our first dilution here, all we're doing is we're taking our 1 milliliter, adding it to the 4. So therefore our dilution for the first tube will be 1 out of 5. Now to get your dilution factor, all you have to do is divide this 1 by 5 and put her down here. So 1 divided by 5 is 0.2. And our dilution factor is also the top of our fraction here for our second tube. Now, to get our last 3 numbers for here, all we have to do is multiply our dilution factor by our top number. And 0.2 times 0.2 is 0.04. So that's our number for right here. Then to get the last 2 numbers, you simply multiply 0.04 by our dilution factor 0.2, which equals 0.008. And then our last one is 0.008 times our dilution factor 0.2, which equals 0.0016. Then your teacher will probably want you to express the concentration as a whole number fraction, which is 1 over 625. So basically, if you were to take your final test tube, which is 5 milliliters, and cut it into 625 parts. 625 of those parts would be your deionized water. And 1 part would be your stock solution of whatever you're working with. Or if they wanted it as a percent, you could do 1 divided by 625 times 100. 100 is 0.16% stock solution in your deionized